Hey guys, I'm back. So last time I totally screwed up the recording window and had to re-record all the visuals again. So if there's any issues with the last video, that's why. Hopefully there won't be any issues this time. But yeah. Okay, we get to share poems and I'm super excited. We're not We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Ah, Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You're looking kinda down. Sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. I'm currently finishing, a written requirement for my college, and we had to share our writing. And I hated it, but it turns out I was better than some of the other kids, so that's good. Guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Is this bitch giving me homework? Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Well, at least you're not bending the paper, 'cause that's rude. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. It's just a bunch of words mashed together. I don't know if it makes much sense. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. That's how I felt in the poetry unit. Writing poetry is weird and dumb. However, I got better, and they were less dumb. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? The beginning of this, before the psychological horror element comes in, is just gonna be me flaunting over Yuri because I love her, and me having war flashbacks to freaking creative writing. So Yuri's on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf paper torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers on a composition notebook. None of you bitches printing? I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting where I sit. Suri and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. Do the same myself. Well, we gotta start with the cute one. Well, they're all cute, but my favorite. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. Yeah, sure, that's why. I can trust her opinion to be fair. I wrote it for her, so... As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Yes! Exceptional! Eh? What was that? Eh? Did you say that out loud? Every time there's like one of those just a question mark things, I wanna... Or, no, it's this. Every time there's this, I just want that Metal Gear Solid sound when you alert an enemy. 'Cause... real. Ooh, he's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors... I just wrote a bunch of words on a page. There are no imagery or metaphors. Really? Well, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time. Really? Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just mean, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kinda learned to pick up on them. Uh-huh, okay. Save your own skin. I get it. I think the most noticeable thing is I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. I just made it deliberate to you. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. Again, I had a list of words, I fucking thesaurus, or dictionaried them, and just picked them out. I hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki could be a bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry, she's just a huge bitch. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself or me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? I was like, isn't she supposed to be a literature club? Do I want to date a literature club? Ghost under the light, the tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The lights flickers. I flicker back. #deep. Oh, she looks worried. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. You have perfect cursive, actually? What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. I just don't know how to read, again. Well, I don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Oh, something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Hoo-hoo, how do you make that laugh? What laugh is that? Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, Oxy. You fucking pleb. You don't understand how to be deep. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But there's a thing called metaphor. But remember, poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort and able to let go of the past. Soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing, really. I just used a simple metaphor. Yours was impressive too, so nah. Just words. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. Like, what's a metaphor? You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. Well, that's good. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Oxy. Me too. You're the only one I work for. Let's go to the friend. Just stares at me blankly. This is a good poem, Oxy. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing a poem in his spare time? Or would be writing poems, multiple in his spare time? I guess you're right. You're kind of a normie loser. Had to think of the appropriate insult. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. or that you wouldn't write one at all. Really happy you just wrote one. It just reminds me of you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Snarky. But also, fucking, is this some initiation shit? Well, of course. I'm not really into it just yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Oxy. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know. I'm here for one and one thing only, and it's Yuri's sweet ass. Trying new things is like this. Trying new things like this for other people. It's so selfless. There's something only really good people do. Am I winning a Nobel Prize here for showing up to this shitty club? Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees a full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? Ugh. That'll be my way of thanking you. Please don't. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! What does the little, like, Enya at the end, what sound does that, like, infer? Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through the blinds in the morning. It makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. I love this. I wrote a poem that was just basically, I don't like getting up in the morning. My teacher's like, the metaphor's on death in this poem. And I'm like, there's no metaphor. I'm sorry. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Sayori is a hot mess. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I'm gonna be mean. I still tried my best in like 5 minutes while I got ready for school this morning. Yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or should I put it, sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. I feel like that's more of a diss than she knows it is. Especially the last line. I made eggs and toast. Oh. Sayori's, simple. Even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was all so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. I never forget. She always forgets, so whatever. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it, question mark. Let's go to the tiny tsundere. We're just gonna stare at each other. If you're not gonna take the club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What, do you expect me to believe you actually put effort into this? Finally, someone has noticed. I don't know how to read. Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put an effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. This poem is cute, but also it feels like a children's book, and then some nihilism right at the end for good measure. Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? And you're just a cute little marshmallow. Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when things are easy to read, but it hits you hard. I don't know if it hit me that hard. Like this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro! Haha. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not? I decided to humor her with the last comment. I didn't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. And then just blow off Monika. No, Monika's fine. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Okay, big brother. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. And then to go home and check for bugs in the house. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to? Don't worry, Oxy. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's just a sort of barrier that we'll learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Great job, Oxy. I can really tell you tried. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. People keep saying that. There's no metaphors, it's just a bunch of words. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something this deep. I guess I underestimated you. I'm just trying to fuck the deep one. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it'll always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes that kind of writing, right? Yes, I know. Writing that full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry. Don't worry much about that. You do your own thing. Monika's gonna be the best kindergarten teacher ever. Just keep exploring and learning and trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a long while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. It's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. She's just gonna be like, I'm gonna be crazy and she's gonna be the doctor that takes care of me and make sure I don't eat paint. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you most. Don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. Be free. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ah, yes I do. Anyway, did you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. I doubt that. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's 'cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? Had to take a sip of water. My throat is a little dying. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas? Always scorched with a permanent copy of a meaningless image? It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything, a hole of infinite choices. Oh, how do you install a scroll bar into your piece of paper? I realize now I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. Are you the NSA? So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, it's kind of a style gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between the words and lines. I prefer freeform, because I'm bad at everything else. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. I just love watching people sleep. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try hard and make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Real tip that I've heard a lot. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a dark puddle of ink. What kind of old-timey pen you using? So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening! What kind of TV show is this? Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I had anticipated. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. They write. I just pick out words. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Apparently, the character I've made that can't read is morphing into me. Across the room, Sarah and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. This video's already gotten too long, so I'm gonna stop here for this one. And we're gonna see this conflict between cute and dark resolve next time. So, yeah.